Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'll be covering part 2 of the story I was covering earlier, all about the guy who got married to the gal who clearly all the red flags were there, married her anyway, and to no surprise his marriage was crap. However, you're going to see that after he found out she was cheating, had all the evidence, decided to give it one more try, terrible idea, listed his terms for the whole thing, and where it ended in the story I did, obviously things aren't working out. And here in part 2, we're going to hear the rest of his story, how obviously she doesn't agree to the terms that he gave her, and how he's done and gets rid of her, and ultimately has the last laugh, in a manner of speaking, but certainly her life isn't going so well. So it continues, he says, after almost a year for abiding by the terms, but still with the blah bedroom fun, I did a random check. Nothing anywhere except one email in her draft folder of Jessica's email account. It was to the coworker from a year earlier. Did I tell you there's no way she's going to abide by these rules? And by the way, notice he said a blah bedroom. I told you that wasn't going to happen. And she already had evidence of a email from the coworker. The coworker she had the affair with, who you had told she can't talk to. It just read, how is the new job? It was written a few weeks prior, but never sent. The blue pill wore off. So it was in draft. She was thinking about it. Well, that's enough. We had a therapy appointment that night. I called her and told her that the agreement was broken and there is no more that can be done. Hallelujah! Could have told her that a year ago, but I guess she just had to know. I printed out the draft and waited. When she came home, I just handed her the paper and said, "We are done," and told her she needs to leave. Good for you, man. Cue the crocodile tears. Of course. It worked last time, didn't it? If we all recall, she put on the waterworks, and okay, I'll give it a chance. Now the tears were in full force. I had so many excuses to hear, but none of that mattered. I broke it down to her in one simple way. I told her that the draft proved that she was either talking to him or wanted to. Either one broke our agreement. Either way, she has proven that she cannot be trusted. You think? You don't think she's proven she can't be trusted the 50,000 other times in your marriage? But okay, at least this gets you to where you get rid of her. I was done. My terms now was a 50-50 split of assets, and any debt would go to the borrower. Her debt would be her issue. Mine would be mine. All joint debt would be split. I keep my 401k, and she keeps hers. She moves out. And P.S., you keep the house. More importantly, if she makes this hard or does not play ball, I will distribute my Blackbird file and all its contents like a plague amongst all her friends and family. There you go. It's all about her perception, how the public sees her. If I go down, I was willing to take her down with me. And as a good show of faith, I gave her a copy of the file for her own viewing pleasure. Well, notice it said copy, not the file. Over the following months, she jumped from friend's house, to guy's house, to her parents' house, never really finding a place to land. Every time she would swing by, there was always excessive talking on her end, asking how I'm doing, and I'd always say, "I'm good." Well, you shouldn't be talking to her at this point, but I'm glad she's out of there. That's good. Then going into long stories of all the fun she's having on these hookups. She would tell me about a dude who lived in a house full of other dudes and just had a mattress on the floor, but she still had fun because there was booze, and why not? She's bragging about that? Well, obviously she's trying to do that to get a reaction out of you. I don't know why you're even listening to this crap. Smack. There's no point in you talking to her anymore. I'm sure your lawyer probably told you that. She's just trying to see how you react. Then follow up with asking, why don't I go explore? She even said at one point the reason she thinks we didn't work out is because I did not stimulate her mentally enough. I wonder what kind of conversation Mattress Dude had with her, LOL. Mattress Dude is nothing but booze and drugs and hooking up, nothing more. Don't let her push your buttons. That's what she was trying to do. I unfortunately started going out to bars, not to find dates, but just to get out of the house. I found one where I got along with the bartender and even helped out a little with the rowdy non-regulars. He would shut down the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning, but allowed me and a couple other bros to stay. He'd unlock the pool tables, the jukebox, and keep the fridge running and the beer fridge open. His exact words were, "I can't sell after 2 o'clock in the morning, but nothing says you can't drink after 2 o'clock in the morning." Well, good. It's good you're getting out of the house instead of thinking about her and all that. I worked rotating night shifts, so this was great. I often hung out there until the sun came up the next day. It was good to just get out of the house, but I'm glad I don't do that anymore. While I enjoyed hanging out with a bunch of bros, the lifestyle is not my cup of tea. That's all right, man. It was a phase. You needed it. Get you away from her. Get you through this. Well, we started the divorce mediation, which our lovely state requires us to go to counseling first. Luckily for me, our months of prior marriage therapy was good enough to satisfy the court, so time saved there. Well, that's good to hear. It drives me crazy to hear about these states where depending where you live, you want to get divorced, and you have to go through mediation first before you can move on. Fuck that. The outcome was good. Everything was split 50-50. Debts go to the original borrower. All investments stay with the investor. I get the dog. She gets the cats. The house was either to be bought out or sold and split. Well, it's unfortunate she got the cats too, because someone like her should not be caring for animals. No freaking way. I would have fought tooth and nail to have all the pets. And you'll see in a moment why I said that. In the agreement, I even had it put it in there that I had 12 months to either sell or buy. But here's the big thing. I gave her a choice. If she wanted, I would get the house appraised immediately. The value would be locked in at the value, and when I bought the house or it sold, her portion would be based on that number. Or she can continue to pay her half of the mortgage and any repairs needed for the house until she was ready to sell, or it was ready to sell. She chose to keep paying half of everything while I remained in the house. Okay. After time passed, I tried dating apps, and they all sucked. Of course they suck. Unless you're a top 3% guy, they all suck. Horrible dates, being ghosted, horrible expectations. I had one girl ask if she was to agree to be with me, how soon can she expect marriage and babies? I went to get coffee with a girl whose second sentence was, I have herpes. I was thinking, like, really? I'm glad she let me know, and it may not be her fault, but ease into that knowledge dump. SSM, I know you'll give me a smack for the next part, but stay with me here. Okay, here we go. My disclaimer is that I am one of the exceptions, not the rule. I met a single mom. What? Smack? Oh, okay, so you're going to go from one crazy situation to the next? Well, spoiler, guys. He actually met a gal who's a single MOM who, will prove over a long period of time to actually be sane and have a good life with. It's rare. I wouldn't advise that, but obviously you're going to get lucky. We will call her Katie. I was about to call it quits when her profile popped up. In a nutshell, it had no clickbait, no money grabs, just a thing for me, saying I have kids, looking for someone to make memories with. Please, no BS, no hookups. Also, I make a great homemade banana bread. All her photos were clean and respectable. No bathroom selfies. We connected and talked for 3 months before even meeting in person. Well, don't they all say that? Don't they all say, no hookups, no players, none of that? And then who do you think they want? But she makes great banana bread. That's always a key. Well, you talked to her for 3 months, did a lot of screening. That's nice to hear. Bear with him, guys. We got more stories about Jessica, and obviously our guy will end the story happy today. Well, back to Jessica, the divorce date was set. She would come by to grab things from the house from time to time, and I really enjoyed it, especially when she brought a guy to help her with this stuff. That's when I would give him her wedding dress or a box of photos of the marriage to take with them. She was so irritated with that. She was also thoroughly perplexed that I didn't want to sleep around. I'm confident myself to say that I am in fact a relationship guy. I have no desire to put time and energy in a relationship with someone that isn't going anywhere. I enjoyed seeing the irritated look on her face when she would see Katie and I actually thriving. Success is the best revenge. There you are, and you're with a girlfriend, even though she's a single mom, but I'm glad she's not crazy yet. And you're happy, having a good time, and there she is just doing what she does best, having a new guy of the week. Notice how she just couldn't believe that he isn't sleeping around, because it's not who he is, but that's who she is. And oh yeah, remember when you weren't getting any all that time? Well, clearly she likes getting some. It's almost like I was in a musty basement for 16 years, and now I'm breathing fresh air in the sun. The divorce day came and went smoothly. The security guard even congratulated me and gave me a high five on the way out of the courthouse. That's awesome. Clearly he's been there. I know you'll be glad to hear this, SSM, but one day I got a call from Jessica. She was still going from guy's house to guy's house. Currently, the cats that she got in the divorce were at one guy's house, while she started a relationship with another. The cat guy found out and was about to throw the cats into the street. The other guy was highly allergic to cats. She wanted to know if I could watch her cats until she finds a way to convince the new guy to let them live there. That is horrible. She's going from house to house to house and taking the poor cats with her. Anybody that's an animal lover knows that's going to mess with the pets. Seriously. You should have had them. But yeah, of course I'll take the cats. But you ain't getting them back, Jessica. She loved those cats more than she loved me. So I did what any good cat dad would do. I agreed to take them in, but under the circumstances that the day she drops them off, she forfeits all rights to them to me and will never see them again. Good. Sticking it to her aside for the sake of the cats. I'm a cat lover. I know most of you guys know that. I got 2 at home. I love animals. I don't love people. The day I got to see the 3 of the cats back in my house was the icing on the cake. That's great, man. And those cats, I'm sure, are happy too. Well, she broke. I took them in and shut the door, and heard her bawling her eyes out in the driveway as I spoiled my cats with treats, toys, and head scratches. Oh, poor her. Now here's the sad part, which really pisses me off, really makes me hate her. Unfortunately, one cat was very ill. I took him to the vet, and while he lived, they determined that the stress from the constant moves triggered his immune system to get weak. He lost 9 pounds. Holy fuck, that's a lot of weight for a cat to lose in a short period of time. See, this is going to happen to them. And I blame her, a frickin' bitch. My cat was 16 pounds 6 months prior, and now just 7 pounds. He was put on medication for the rest of his life to compensate. Because he needed medication multiple times a day, I ended up having no choice but to rehome him with the help of a local cat rehab that specialized in cats with special needs. That's too bad. I mean, if he had to be constantly watched and constant medication all day, you can't be there all the time. That's a tough decision, man. This was the hardest thing that came from the divorce. See? Not her. No, the cat. But I know he went to a good home that he was well cared for. Thank God for that. The rehab center thoroughly screens each home prior to adoption, and in my cat's case, supplies the new owner with his medications free of cost. For the remainder of the cat's life, I never spoke to Jessica again. I'm glad to hear that medication was taken care of. And good, I'm glad to hear you never spoke to Jessica again. Freaking harpy. As for the exception, not the rule, Katie, his girlfriend, the single mom, and I hit it off. But we were both burnt by prior relationships. We both knew what we wanted, and we would not tolerate. Okay. Well, it's been 7 years together now. Hey, okay. Guess it's worked out. In that time, we have had several challenges in life that really put relationships to the test. That's called real life. Financial struggles, health struggles, kid issues, the works. Even when we get into arguments, we would regroup as a team and handle it. Good. Now, to be fair here, there ain't no relationship ever that's a healthy one that you're not going to have disagreements from time to time. And you're going to have financial issues because people are going to lose jobs. Unexpected expenses arise. Health issues, kid issues, all that. I wouldn't have gone down this path, but I'm glad it worked out for you. She impressed me, so much so I put a ring on it. Well, I expected that. We have a rule, though. Us first, then the kids. She gets treated like a queen as long as I get treated like a king. Did you just say she impressed me so much that we have one rule, us first, then the kids? I'm not buying that, brother. Clearly, you've never had a life situation so trying that made her have to choose between you and the kids. I don't buy for a second that if it came down to it between you and the kids, or us and the kids ain't going to come first. But that's great to hear, and I hope truly that's the situation. We both work and put into the relationship. That's the only way it would work. If either of us have an issue, it's brought up immediately. Phones are an open book. Okay, you got good communication and obviously open phone policy. You're learning from your past mistakes. I'm going to assume fun, quote-unquote fun, is regular and healthy with her. As for her 3 sons, did you just say she has 3 sons? Oh, man, dude. Smack. I do that pure principle. If this is a good thing, you lucked out. I'm happy for you, but I wouldn't have done that. I look at them like they're my own. 3 years ago, Katie and I had a son. Now we have 4 boys now. You have your own boy with her. Congratulations. To all you people that say you'll never look at them the same, stepsons versus biological, you're half right. I was raised by my stepfather since my father ran out when I was young. Blood means nothing to me. Actions are everything. When asked if I will treat them different, I said yes, I will have no problem putting my boot in my son's ass. The others, I have to be more careful with the discipline since their dad is involved. Kinda. Well, that's my story. Stay safe, brothers. Well, man, I'm glad you are happy. And if you're happy, I'm happy. And Jessica was a piece of garbage. She was a piece of garbage from the get-go. But I speculated that you may have come from a broken home. That proves the point. You see, your dad ran out as a kid. Obviously, there were a lot of issues. You had a stepdad that raised you, who obviously was a good guy, but still, there were issues. That with the dad leaving you, that can make you have self-esteem issues. So I speculate that's kind of why you got together with Jessica and thought some of that was normal. Who knows? There could be other things. But I'm glad eventually you got rid of her. But let there be a lesson you should have gotten rid of the first time you saw the cheating. Or even bigger lesson for the young guys, with a girl so many red flags, don't get together and marry them in the first place. But what's done is done. I'm glad to hear her life went to shit, because she's a piece of shit, especially what happened to the cat. But putting that aside, I'm glad that you made out where you got the house, you got the cats, the dog, your assets, all that, and she's probably still mattress hopping to this day. But I'm glad you have a marriage, everything is good, and it's realistic. You said you're going to have disagreements from time to time, but overall, your marriage is good. Great. Let's hope it stays that way. But keep watching this material, learning, and make sure you handle it in the relationship, and hopefully you're okay. Hopefully she's the single MOM that isn't nuts. But thus far, things are good, so I wish you the best. So, guys, lots of lessons in that story, and I hope you appreciate it. I know a lot of you can probably scream it all over the world. What? You got together a single MOM with 3 kids? Well, it happens. It's not the path I would have chosen and recommended, but what's done is done. I do wish you the best. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you got a great story to share, send it my way. strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good story, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.